Hi, and thanks for joining us for this presentation of One Refreshing Breath, simple practices for calming, comforting, and relaxing mind and body. I'm Catherine Murray, and I'm the chaplain and bereavement coordinator with Suburban Hospice. And in my role, I'm not only support to patients and families, but also provide wellness education and ideas toward wholeness that simplify our lives and calm our minds and help us get more enjoyment from the time that we have. So in the way I look at health, it's a holistic approach. So through body, mind, and spirit, we always have the ability to move toward wholeness. So wholeness of body means health, vitality, freedom from pain or limitation, perhaps the acceptance of our physical selves as they are now. Sometimes that comes slowly over years. Wholeness of mind means sound thinking and balanced emotions, lessened anxiety. We're not so propelled by what's going on in the outer world. And wholeness of spirit means living perhaps with a sense of eternity or the freedom to explore our own answers to life's questions. We feel open to possibilities. We're growing as people. We feel more hopeful and able to love. So either one of these avenues, body, mind, or spirit, give us opportunities for growth and opportunities to move toward wholeness. So in this presentation, we're talking about the breath. And of course, the breath is vital to our survival. All world religions mention the breath as being an important part of the life-giving and sustaining energy that every living being shares. In fact, our natural world, all the systems are designed to seamlessly support that vital breath. Trees remove the carbon dioxide and add nutrients, and the air is breathable, not only for us, but other inhabitants of our planet. Gratitude for the breath is often practiced as a kind of prayer in different traditions. And we all know just from our own practical daily lives, we can skip a meal, we can lose some sleep, we can go without drinking for a period of time, but that's not true about the breath. When we're kids, we may, compete with each other underwater, see who can hold their breath the longest, but not more than a couple of minutes. We need that breath. So in this presentation, we're talking about the various ways, the techniques that we can try that help us bring our awareness to our breath and then also shift the biology that's going on when we are feeling anxiety or overwhelming emotion. There's a good reason why we react the way we do, and much of it is outside of our conscious awareness because our amygdalas are triggered in fight or flight or freeze response, and the endorphins course through our bodies and prepare us to do battle with whatever it is we feel is threatening us. And when we are feeling that way, our breath is very shallow in our chest. But as we begin to breathe more deeply and with more intention, it sends a signal to this reacting system that all is well and that we are safe. And then biologically, the endorphins we need to calm us and bring us back to balance are released, and things start to calm down. So it all begins with awareness. And in this technique, we're going to use a YouTube clip here that says it very well, and just become aware of our awareness of our breath.
So sitting comfortably, just taking a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you breathe in, noticing how the body expands. As you breathe out, just watching the body soften as you gently close the eyes. And rather than the mind leading the breath, allow the breath to lead the mind. Notice the sensation of the breath. Notice it where you feel it in the body. If you need to, you can just gently place your hand on the stomach. And just following that rising and falling sensation. Nothing else to do, allowing thoughts to come and go. And when you're ready, just gently opening the eyes again.
You might take a moment and reflect on how you responded to that exercise, where you felt the breath entering your body, how you felt the muscles as you exhaled. That awareness is crucial and the beginning point of all the other techniques that we'll try. So the simple benefits of a good breath: it refreshes us, slows us down, gives us a pause. It can deepen our feelings or perhaps help us recognize our feelings for the first time, brings mental clarity, offers us freedom from outside stressors. If we're feeling anxious or pushed or there's too much pressure going on around us, we can say, hey, you know, I'm just going to take 5 minutes and sit here and breathe. And that gives us a sense of respite from what's going on. And it also sends that amygdala in our brains the indication that all is well and things start to balance. 5 minutes spent with breathing with the intention can change the whole course of our day. So a good breath calms our thoughts and emotions, helps us feel balanced, enhances a sense of well-being, and brings hopefulness, where we may see new options, possibilities for troubles that we're facing or problems we're trying to solve. So recent research published in January of 2023 explored the different types of breathing patterns in improving mood and reducing anxiety. So they had 108 participants in the study, and they assigned them to 4 different groups. There was a group that practiced what I call actually the long exhale. It has a more technical name. There's box breathing. There's a long inhale. And then there's mindful breathing or mindfulness practice, which is observed breathing, but not controlling it. So each of those 108 participants were given a journal, and they were asked to take 5 minutes a day to practice the technique they were assigned, and then to write in their journal for the next 28 days their observations and the way they felt when they did the exercise. And all reported in all 4 groups an increase in positive feelings, a decrease in negative feelings, and also widely reduced feelings of anxiety. And of all the breathing styles, the long exhale, that first one, seemed to be the most effective across results. So the study said just 5 minutes a day practicing a breathing technique can reduce anxiety, improve your mood, and increase overall well-being, a kind of hopefulness about life. So using our awareness, turning it inward toward our breath is very important because we do it so automatically without thinking all day long, every minute. But when we become intentional about it, it becomes a healing tool, a way that we can come back to balance. So when we're paying little attention to our breath, when we are paying a little attention to our breath, we can find a way to calm down, relax, just get a little island of peace in the midst of a busy day. And it does enhance our well-being. But when we forget about the breath, or when we're anxious or grieving or flooded with emotion, we often breathe very shallowly, way up in the upper quadrants of our lungs. And that sends our brains a signal that we're preparing to flee or fight. That's part of a red flag the amygdala takes and says, there's something of danger around us, and it keeps us at heightened alert. So that deeper sense of breathing down to the belly, is a relaxation response that not only oxygenates our blood, which helps, but also sends our brain the signal to release the endorphins that will help us calm down. So we're going to talk about some techniques here and hopefully try them that will show how those different techniques feel. And we'll begin with the researchers found was most effective. Exhale. So sit comfortably and close your eyes. And inhale through your nose, a full, long breath. And then gently exhale through your mouth. And when you feel you've released that breath, push a little more to expel any remaining breath. So again, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, pushing out that last little bit of remaining breath at the end. Inhale through your nose, exhale, and then when the breath seems gone, push out that remaining breath. And hopefully you'll feel that sense of relaxation and ease, a little more peace and space. Researchers think that pushing out that extra carbon dioxide cleanses the lungs and makes it possible for us to draw in a truly full, refreshing, cleansing breath. So next we'll watch a couple of minutes of this presentation. It's on box breathing, which is another technique.
Deep breathing helps your brain feel calm, so you can think clearly and calmly. It's a way to control worries, anger, and fears. Today, we're going to practice a breathing exercise called box breathing. First, we'll see what box breathing looks like, and then we'll try it together. We picture a box or trace one on the table, our hand, or our arm. Start at the lower corner. Breathe in for a slow count of 4 seconds as your finger traces up the side of the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's practice it a few times. Get comfortable in your chair, sit up tall, and relax your shoulders. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have just completed one box breathing cycle. This can be repeated as many times as needed until you feel calm. Let's do it again.
Actually, we won't do it again. But you can go back and watch that again if you'd like. So box breathing is an even technique with inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So some people prefer to keep the breath moving more fluidly, like the deeper inhale and deeper exhale, and others prefer that holding space. So find the technique that works best and that you enjoy the most. So the long inhale is another technique that was tested in this recent research project, and we'll try that together. So that it's kind of the flip version of the long exhale. So begin by sitting comfortably, close your eyes. Now inhale through your nose, a full, long breath. When you feel you've inhaled fully, draw in a little more breath, expanding your lungs a bit further. And then gently exhale through either your mouth or nose, whichever you prefer. Inhale slowly through your nose. Again, at the top of the breath, breathing in a little more. And then exhale slowly through the mouth or nose. Inhale once more through your nose, drawing in that extra breath at the end of the inhale. And then exhale slowly through your mouth or nose. You may notice different sensations with the long inhale than you felt with the long exhale. Long inhale could bring more energy or a sense of alertness, awareness. Long exhale might bring a sense of more relaxation, a spaciousness, and ease. So belly breathing is a technique that we often use at the hospital when someone is dealing with high anxiety. It helps with anxiety attacks. It brings the breath all the way down into the system, which of course also adds oxygen to the blood and slows our breathing rate, which then slows the heart rate and promotes calm. So that's one of the techniques that signals to the brain that all is well and that we are safe and that the anxiety is not needed. And then we begin to return to normal. So for belly breathing, begin again sitting comfortably. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly, noticing the coolness of your breath as you inhale. And exhale slowly, feeling where in your body that breath is released from. You can feel the muscles, perhaps in your upper chest or your throat, as you expel the breath. And now place one hand on your stomach. And on your next inhale, breathe in, bringing your breath to your belly, blowing it up like a balloon. And then exhale from the belly. Inhale to the belly. Exhale from the belly. Inhale to the belly. Exhale from the belly. And then come back slowly into the room. You may notice a change in your peacefulness or perhaps in your thought pattern, a calmness. Pursed lip breathing is another style this is often helpful for folks who have COPD or people who lose their breath when they do some kind of active activity. So you can use pursed lip breathing after you've done anything difficult, going up or downstairs, exercising, walking, working out, lifting something. So sit comfortably, and if you can, relax your neck and shoulders. And then inhale normally through your nose to the count of 3. And then purse your lips as though you're going to blow out a candle and exhale to the count of 6. Inhale to the count of 3. Exhale through pursed lips to the count of 6. Inhale to the count of 3. Exhale to the count of 6. And research shows that practicing that several times a day, just for 5 minutes or so, can make a big difference in your capacity for breathing, and also as a mechanism, a tool you turn to naturally when you're feeling short of breath or a little lightheaded. So 4-7-8 breathing was made popular by Dr. Andrew Weil, and this is a technique where you're counting the breath and the pause between. So it's said to help with, really any of these techniques would help with if you're having trouble sleeping, and they also do help with anxiety and stress. So sit comfortably. Let's begin by exhaling, and then inhale to the count of 4. Hold the breath to the count of 7. exhale to the count of 8. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if some of these values are too high for you, so 8 is uncomfortable or 7 is uncomfortable, change that to what you are comfortable with. But the idea is that the inhale will be shorter than the rest, and the rest will be shorter than the exhale. So there again, that exhale, removing all carbon dioxide, is the most beneficial part. So mindful breathing is something where mindfulness is bringing your mind to the present moment and following your senses, allowing your senses to ground you in the present moment. So your mind's not off chasing things from the past or worrying about things from the future, but just being simply here now. So mindful breathing is the awareness of this moment brought to our breath. And the Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh has a lovely technique for this that is so simple, and it automatically rules everything out. And there are YouTube videos and things available online where Thich Nhat Hanh leads people through this process. But the idea is simply on the inhale to say to yourself, I know I'm breathing in. And on the exhale to say to yourself, I know I'm breathing out. You could use I'm aware I'm breathing in, I'm aware I'm breathing out. But it focuses our thought directly on the action our bodies are performing. And so everything becomes the singular focus and all else is ruled out. And we have the sensation of the breath and the awareness of the mind together as one. And that's very restful, and it's a good technique to practice, especially if you are going into a situation you know would be stressful, or there are other things adding pressure to your life. It's a very good, simple technique you can do anywhere. Alternate nostril breathing is a technique that we do in our yoga for grief relief class. And very quickly, one of the reasons this works, the somatic psychotherapist who designed our class says that it helps balance the two sides of our central nervous system, the parasympathetic system and the sympathetic system. And one system like ramps us up when we're having fight or flight reflex. And the other calms us down, brings us back to normalcy, the sense of balance when the threat is over. So alternate nostril breathing accesses different portions of our systems to bring back into balance and harmony that sense that all is well. So we'll start this by beginning. Let's put we'll close the right nostril and inhale on the left. Then close the left nostril and exhale on the right. Inhale on the right. Exhale on the left. Inhale on the left. Exhale on the right. Inhale on the right. Exhale on the left. Inhale on the left. Exhale on the right. Now that technique was a little too odd for the seniors that I gave this presentation to at our community center. It was just a little too much for them, I think. But I assure you, if you try it once or twice and see what it does, there is a real sense of peace and balance and clarity that comes. And you may add it to your toolkit, something that you can do discreetly in the Meier checkout line when things are stressing you and taking too long. So the final technique we'll talk about today is something called Tonglen. And I really just offer this as an idea for the way that our breathing, our healthy breathing, can bless others. So this comes from, I first heard of this from the American Buddhist nun Pema Chodron, and she talks about Tonglen as a way we can be of service to others and also help them with their suffering. So she suggests we picture someone we love, like our mother or a child, and then as we breathe in, we're breathing in an emotion or a situation they're struggling with. For example, on the inhale, we might say, I breathe in my mother's worry. And on the exhale, I breathe out peace and happiness from my mother. So it kind of makes the breath a meditation on behalf of others, in service to others. So the in-breath is the compassion breath, as you wish others to be free of their distress. And the out-breath is the loving kindness breath, sending others ease and well-being. So you might do this, again, in the checkout line at Meijer. The couple behind you are irritated with one another and saying things, and you might breathe in this couple's distress. And I breathe out peace and harmony for this couple. Something we can do right there, wherever we find it, wherever we find a need in our world. So sit comfortably and close your eyes. Picture someone you love, someone you're concerned about and would like to help. As you inhale, breathe in the distress you believe your loved one is struggling with. And as you exhale, breathe out relief from the distress in the form of the quality you wish for them. Perhaps peace or ease, strength, happiness, love, freedom. So as you can see, there are many, many ways our breath serves us and can serve us and will serve us if we would just bring our mindful attention to it and discover a couple of techniques that we find helpful that we can use in our day anytime we're stressed or overwhelmed, anxious or irritated, or even we meet those people around us in our world. We can bring a sense of ease and peace simply by breathing and wishing it so. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that some ideas in this presentation have been helpful. And if I can answer any questions for you, you can reach me at Suburban Hospice. My name is Catherine Murray. And thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.